Shields up, iron breakers. Burkan here coming at you with another video, and I actually had a different video planned out to bring to you guys about 2 days ago. As a matter of fact, I had a whole series of videos that I wanted to work on because, as you guys know, I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've been greatly enjoying it, and I wanted to showcase a couple of the boss fights in hard mode because they really change up how you have to tackle those boss fights, and I was really enjoying it, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Unfortunately, when I uploaded those videos, they were flagged for Content ID. And I've dealt with Content ID, the YouTube's copyright system, thousands of times in the past. Usually you appeal and then the stuff comes back and then it gets sorted out and it's not a real problem, except for the fact that it delays when your videos can actually go out, which is very annoying. But this particular time, it really irked me because it was instantly obvious that the Content ID claims were not from the copyright holder, which, as you would know, for something like Final Fantasy VII Remake, the copyright holder would be either Square Enix, or I believe Sony Entertainment also played a part in some of the tracks in Final Fantasy VII Remake. At least I saw something in regards to that in the credits. So basically, those would be the two entities that would be able to claim this content in a legitimate fashion. Now, the problem is that the way that YouTube's copyright system works, it is very easy to abuse it. As a matter of fact, if basically I was to, get a piece of content that hasn't really been claimed in the Content ID system, I could basically, upload it to my channel and say, hey, this content's mine. Go ahead, flag everything that has anything to do with this content, and it's now mine, and I will make money out of it. Except, thing is, that's illegal, so I wouldn't do that. But the interesting thing is, you guys might think, okay, well, Rurkan, it's copyright trolls. They're popping up all the time, This stuff happens. You have to give YouTube a little bit of leeway to deal with it. I'm like, well, sure. So I tweeted about this to YouTube. I made a video explaining the situation, and Team YouTube actually replied. They give you the textbook response of like, thank you for your report. If you have any questions, check out this website. Which basically means that they didn't really do anything. And in the case of people saying, well, these people just kind of popped up on their radar. No, some of these, these two entities, which are Booma CS and Coda CS, they've been operating, abusing YouTube's copyright system for quite some time. A very quick Google search will reveal that Booma CS, I think, has been operating since like 2016. Coda CS, on the other hand, has actually been around for much longer, having reports of them abusing the copyright system since as far back as 2013. So one of these entities has been basically stealing copyright holders' money for about 7 years, copyright holders as well as content creators' money, and the other entity has been stealing it for about 4 years, give or take a year. What's that? A bunch of revenue. Is that really going to be such a big deal in the long term of things? Just think of it like this. How many people right now are playing Final Fantasy VII Remake and creating content around Final Fantasy VII Remake? Now imagine how many of those content creators actually don't pay any attention to the copyright system, and you can imagine how much money these people are making off the backs of the creators themselves. Now, interestingly enough, Square Enix actually has a page that outlines the streaming guidelines for Final Fantasy VII, which also apply to content creation guidelines, which basically establish when you can and when you cannot use, the tracks of Final Fantasy VII Remake. And in this case, the only real thing that, the only real limitation that there is that, like, look, you can only use these tracks if you're using them in the context of Final Fantasy VII Remake footage. That's it. Other than that, you're allowed to use it, you're allowed to monetize it, you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want with it so long as you're using it together with footage from Final Fantasy VII. This comes straight from Square Enix themselves, who, by the way, I'm also in contact with. I've already messaged them and told them, listen, there's people abusing your copyright right now on YouTube. They're basically making money off of your work and off of the work of content creators. And YouTube does absolutely nothing about it because, that's pretty much how they operate. It's complete copyright negligence on their part, unless, of course, you're talking about, bigger partners who bring in bigger numbers to their website. Then the standards shift a little bit. Then things begin to change and they begin to actually, take action pretty much immediately. As a matter of fact, most of the bigger partners don't really have to deal with this copyright situation at all. because, you know, they just get like carte blanche, do whatever the hell you want. As a matter of fact, if you're a late night show host, you can pretty much do whatever you want. And not only will YouTube not enforce the same rules that are enforced to all of its other partners, it actually, you know, just promotes those videos regardless of what they say, regardless of what they do. It doesn't mean anything. As a matter of fact, they can talk about any topic that they want, whereas, you know, smaller independent content creators like me, we don't even get to say, you know, the word of the thing that is affecting the world the most right now. Now, we can't talk about that because, you know, it just wouldn't be fair for, you know, mainstream media to have anyone that can compete with them in this platform, because that would be ridiculous. And not only that, but they can also use every cuss word in the book that they want, and they still get their age ratings a lot lower than the age ratings of, you know, regular YouTubers like me. Because a while back, there was this whole thing about the age rating of videos, and I was able to actually check what the usual age rating for most of my videos was, and it was T for teen. On the other hand, if you go to the Stephen Colbert video where he says that Trump's mouth is basically Putin's holster, basically that video was rated PG, so which is a lower age rating, therefore it can be viewed by more people. And I was just like, well, I mean, I don't really think that's very fair. That seems to me that there's a lot of dual standards being applied on this platform, but, you know, it is what it is. That's why I haven't really been able to upload those videos, because you guys might be like, well, Huracan, just, you know, release the videos as they are with the content ID claims. Like, you're still able to publish them, right? Well, yes, the problem is that once again, those dual standards come into play. And whenever a smaller creator like me gets hit with content ID claims or anything else that kind of like could be perceived as a negative aspect of your video, basically what happens is the algorithm rates your video like super low. So low, in fact, that it doesn't even get to appear in people's subscription boxes for the most case. So releasing a video with a content ID claim is basically just asking for that video to die, which I've done multiple times over several videos I've released with content ID claims. And I instantly noticed, okay, there's a big negative effect, not only on that video, but every video that follows, which is why I was trying to sort this out. I was trying to, you know, get the video cleared out before I could actually upload it. But, you know, YouTube being YouTube, despite the fact that their team are aware of the fact that these people are abusing the content ID system and they've been getting away with it scot-free, some of them for 7 years. This is fine with YouTube. This is not a problem at all. They're not gonna deal with it anytime soon. So, you know, that's why there hasn't been any content uploaded to the channel. As a matter of fact, at this point, I'm not even sure that I'm going to be uploading that particular series, because, you know, the date, everything on YouTube is also about date, how fast you release something. And it's just getting to a point where it doesn't make that much sense. So it is what it is. But to top it off, all of this copyright nonsense is about to get a whole lot worse, because YouTube themselves have been messing up. Now, I don't know how many people have been following this Suzy Lu situation. I know that I have. And I don't even care about the whole flagging nonsense that she's going around flagging other people's videos or having her fans flag other people's videos. Like, that whole argument to me, it doesn't mean anything. You can call her every name in the book if you want to, because she flags the videos of people that are criticizing her. Like, that's not something that I would do if someone wants to criticize me, call me a piece of trash. That's perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, tell you what, more people should do it so that we could get involved in some kind of YouTube drama, because that's what this platform wants. It wants mainstream media, it wants drama. That's what gets shoved in my subscription feed all the friggin' time. It's like, right now the current drama is Ethan Klein versus some ordinary gamers. And I'm just sitting here like, wow, this is all the platform shoves, and everybody jumps in on it. It's like, every other channel just like jumps in at this stuff. They want a piece of the action. They want a piece of those views. And I'm just sitting over here like, can I just do my gaming videos and like not have to deal with any of this nonsense? And listen, I don't even want you to promote my videos. Just send them to the people that are watching. Just send them to the people that usually watch my stuff. That's all I really want. I don't even want to grow my channel that much more than it already has. I don't care. I really don't. I just, listen, the few people that have subscribed, just send it to them and I'll be happy. But it's just so ridiculous. We have to deal with this stuff. But anyway, as I was talking about, this Suzy Lu situation, right? So she's been flagging a bunch of people, or she allegedly been flagging, or her fans have been doing it, or they've been sending threats and whatnot to people. But what really matters to me is that all of this situation has brought me aware of some of the content that she is producing, which I thought is very, very interesting. She's basically like reacting to full episodes of Naruto on her channel. And you can actually see the Naruto episodes on her channel. So basically, you can illegally watch anime on her channel just because she's there and she reacts like every 5 minutes or so. She says something with full audio. She watches dubbed, by the way. Who the hell watches anime dubbed? Ugh. But anyway, it's very interesting to see because, you know, the way that she found to get away from the usual content ID system is she just reduces the opacity tremendously to the point where you can barely tell that the thing is there. And I find it so interesting because she's always saying, my content is perfectly legit. Everything is legit and everything's 100% legal. And I'm just looking at that. Then if everything's so legal, why the like 30 or 20% opacity? I mean, I'm not looking to call you out or anything like that, but why would you put 30 or 20% opacity in that footage? Do you have someone in YouTube looking out for you? Because she claims she's got contacts on YouTube. And it almost makes me wonder if her handler on YouTube is the one who's telling her, hey, now listen, we're going to make a lot of money here. I know how we can cheat the algorithm. You just reduce the opacity on this. It's not going to get picked up by, by the algorithms that are scouring for anime. Just reduce the opacity on it and we're going to make a bunch of money. Because probably her handler on YouTube is also making some kind of a commission on the amount of views that her channel is making or something like that, because YouTube takes like 40% of everyone's revenue and a percentage of those 40% is probably going to him. So dude's just like skirting the guidelines there a little bit. But I mean, I think anybody that looks at that, we all know like that's illegal. Like reacting to trailers is one thing. Reacting to a very specific moment in an anime is another thing. Reacting to a full episode of an anime, even though you cut some of the little bits off, like all of the story of that episode is there, it's illegal. That's not covered by fair use at all. And, you know, she's dodging it by doing this stuff. And you guys might be wondering, well, why do you care, Uricon? Because at the end of the day, the people that are going to suffer, as we always do, everyone that is a smaller independent content creator always ends up suffering because of the mistakes of the bigger creators. Because, you know, once they get exposed and brought into the limelight, every company's like, oh my God, I had no idea that you guys were doing this on YouTube. We're going to pull our advertisement. We're going to do all of these other things. And we're going to strike everybody with copyright. And, you know, at the end of the day, we're the ones that are going to end up suffering. People like me. We're going to end up suffering because of what she's doing on her channel. And, you know, there's a bunch of other examples of double standards in this platform. And things are just getting to a point where it's... I just don't even know. Because like, apart from videos like this, I don't even know what I'm allowed to do on this platform, because any gameplay that I put up can be copyright claimed by anyone. Literally anyone in the platform can claim anything that I do, just because I want to actually showcase gameplay and I want to show it the way that it's meant to be shown, with the music and all of this stuff. Like, you know that eventually somebody else is gonna... I'm surprised nobody started claiming Nintendo stuff now that Nintendo stopped claiming it. I'm probably giving people ideas to just, oh man, we should totally just like claim some kind of random Mario jingle and just like get all that revenue, because people are doing it left, right, and center. And I'll tell you something else, by the way. If you're a gaming content creator, you are so down on YouTube's priority list, like forget about it. Like, just forget about it, because this whole gaming thing and showcasing gameplay at the end of the day is still kind of like, after all of these years, and you know, most of these successful creators on this platform starting with gaming, after all of these years, gaming content creators are still very much second or third class citizens in this platform, which is beyond pathetic. The simple fact that, you know, people look at gameplay violence as if it's real life violence, and that still hasn't been sorted out. It's just something that, dude, what are we even doing here? Like, what are we doing? What is going on? So anyway, I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'll keep trying to come up with different ideas for different things that I want to work on. I know that next week we got We got the next event on Monster Hunter coming up, so I'll definitely do some coverage of that. But, you know, I wanted to do more stuff with Final Fantasy VII Remake, but unfortunately, it is what it is with this platform. Anyway, I also wanted to wrap this up by saying, guys, make sure to stay home, make sure to stay safe, wash your damn hands, wash your damn face, use a mask if you go out, if you have one, or improvise with scarves or whatever, wear gloves, and yeah, stay safe while all of this stuff is happening. You know, the thing that I can't even say the name of, because otherwise YouTube will nuke my video. See you guys on the next one, team. Peace out.